Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with the Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting again here from the tops of 69k, we have two different ideas overall. One is saying that we have already completed this ABC structure down here at around the 17.6k area around the 18th of June. The other idea overall is a WXY, in which we are still looking for one more lower low. Here overall again WX and Y, in which in this wave Y here we would be looking at WXY inside of that, and within that wave Y of this minute or green degree we are looking for ABC. Again, this is not by Elliott originally who booked this WXY within a WXY of higher degree, but again markets can be seen a bit different nowadays, and if indeed we are going to be taking out this new low, that would most likely be the explanation I'm going to be willing to say. I don't really like to have this structure more downwards anymore, as this looks better as it is completed or as such. Otherwise, if this is going to be taking out these current lows, then we would have to say that this is 1, 2, 3, massive wave 4 and then 5. Again, it wouldn't have the right look anymore, and it definitely does not have it. So that's why I'm looking at this WXY more likely to be the case. Now let's zoom in a bit and cover what we've been looking at for quite some time. Basically these lows that we've established, and since then we were looking at this 38.2 retracements for the wave B. As we saw this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so a wave structure that is finished down here. We had a divergence between the lows, as you see on RSI, and yeah, that would suggest that this 5-wave move is completed here, and the A wave as well. This would fit the idea of WXY better at the moment, but again, the other idea is still in the table. Bitcoin is one of the ones that has not really rallied or done not much at least, compared to some of the other altcoins in the market. But again, it is still possible that Bitcoin is going to rally, and definitely some areas to look out for are, of course, these volume profile areas where we have had some small bumps of resistance, especially here around 27.5k ish. We're going to have some bump here. That is going to be around the golden pocket here. We are measuring from these highs over to these lows at around 17.7k. But again, that's the higher time frame stuff. I'm more willing to look into this smaller time frame now that is again played out again. So let's take a look at a couple of different scenarios which we have been going through for quite some time. So one of the scenarios is saying again that we have either a wave 1 or a wave. This can fit into the bearish or bullish idea of being the ABC completed completely down here, or that this is just the A wave of something. Okay, so again overall 1 or A, 3-wave pullback here into A2 or B, and then again higher. At the moment, if we want to be having a 5-wave move from these lows of 13th of July, around the 19 or 18.9k, I think this is one of the scenarios how we could be labeling this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into third of submicro, fourth of submicro, and third of micro again. So overall, we are looking at this as such. Currently we have already retraced quite a bit, so definitely would not want to see any more retracements here. Actually I think that is wrong. Let me fix that again. I'll pull that again at least, wave 4, like so. So yeah, wave 4 came right into the 0.5 retracement, which is something that we don't want to see at least more of. Of course, the invalidation point is all the way down here for this count, around 21.1k, which again wave 4 would get into the wave 1 area and would invalidate the whole idea of being an impulse wave. However, if the wave 4 goes beyond the 0.5 retracement, it makes it even less likely. If it goes beyond the 0.382, that makes it less likely as well of being a wave 4. But again, the 0.5 is more likely, if it breaks at least, is more likely to be something else if that retracement is happening. But again, still is looking quite fine. So this is the bullish scenario in which I would be expecting one more high. On RSI, we would have, or we are looking at this divergence between these highs, which would be the 3rd and 5th of this wave 1. And again, up here, we would be looking at 3rd and 5th of this high, and sub-micro 3rd and 5th of this high, which would make sense. So overall, we would be looking higher prices, at least according to this count. There are other counts here, which we will go through, which are already completed up here. So, but yeah, that is one scenario. This scenario that we were talking about before, which was the bearish one, got invalidated as we were expecting. If the wave 2 retracement, which was going to be this one, so 1, 2, if that goes beyond the golden pocket, basically that makes it less likely to be a wave 2, and it did, and yeah, it just broke through, and this is completely invalidated now. So how do we fix that? If we still want to be seeing this as some kind of 3-way move up here, then we would have this as an A, B, and then 5 ways into wave C. So overall W, X, and then Y. Why wave X here? It's just because the wave X did not, or the second wave structure here did not get close enough to the start of the whole wave structure to be eligible for wave B. So again, if this is a WX, we're looking for 3-wave structure into the wave Y, and higher time targets. 1-to-1 extension was the 23k area, then a couple of different areas we would want to see broken, basically according to this count. So the 1.618 is something that I would not want to see this wave Y go beyond. If it does, then I would be preferring some other counts most likely. However, if we are looking at this as such, we could be looking at this as a 3-way pullback here into B, some kind of running flat here. Don't really like this structure overall, but again, that is something we have to just deal with. Market just gives us some kind of structure, and it is not always perfect. Now, what I don't like about this mostly is the retracement we get. It is not even close to 38.2, which makes this less believable. Currently, I would still prefer this WXY count overall over the bullish case, but this structure is less likely in itself, right? However, again, for the C wave, we have pretty similar as we had for the bullish one, in which we have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, ending diagonal here on the last 5th, getting right into the wave C up here. Then we would have some structure downwards. We could be looking this as some kind of diagonal into wave 1 and then wave 2. I had looked into this very local structure, and we had a bounce from here. Overall, again, we would look this as some kind of a wave 2 downwards. If this indeed is a C wave, that C wave would mean that we would already be, or already have completed the wave Y. Where do I have it? Here. So this wave Y would be right here. Of course, it is possible that we are going to go higher, but let's see what happens. Overall, on higher time frame, if we are looking at RSI, we can see that from these lows that we had from 13th of July, we had this low, and if we are just pulling a straight line here, we can see that if this is indeed the wave A, we can see some kind of 3-way structure coming down, so that would be the connector wave. And then if we are just pulling that straight through, we can see that the rest of the wave structure has this structure, which has already ended here, which is broken here, which would indicate that indeed this is something else. So that's why I'm kind of liking that this whole structure would end up here. So overall, what we would be looking at this wave WXY would be done here, and this would suggest that again that wave B, let me grab that, would be done here. And at this point again we have already gone beyond the 38.2, which I would keep as the minimum target for the wave B on higher time frame, and now we can be looking for lower prices. This is my main at the moment, but we'll see how it turns out. Definitely interesting to see if we can get some kind of rally downwards, not a rally downwards, but a dump, I guess. Definitely interesting areas here for sure. However, we have not really created lower lows too much on higher timeframes yet, so that is not a guarantee, of course. But that is pretty much everything I want to share on Bitcoin at this moment. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.